Timothy Desert Storm Bradley versus Errol the Truth Spence Jr. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Some people wanted me to talk about this to provide some clarification, so I will give you guys the scoop. Now, this fight was ordered by the WBC, meaning this is an eliminator to, I believe, fight Amir Khan. The winner of this fight would be in line and then have to fight Amir Khan, who is the mandatory for Danny Garcia, and that would be sometime in 2017. Now, the reason I didn't rush on this story, heard about it, and make a video is because currently Errol Spence Jr. is pursuing the IBF route, which he's been in line for quite some time. He's been on that track. So that plus the fact of Timothy Bradley, I seen him in Fresno when I covered the Top Rank card. He didn't really stay and talk too much, but he said he'll be back soon. I did see an interview, and it didn't look like he was too interested in fighting with Errol Spence Jr. So Tim Bradley, he's in the past hasn't been any stranger to tough competition. I mean, the man's fought Pacquiao 3 times. However, maybe those Pacquiao fights and stuff have spoiled him a bit. You know what I mean? You got good paydays, win, lose, or draw, and now to fight a challenge like an Errol Spence Jr., who is definitely a dangerous fight for anybody at welterweight. I don't know how eager Tim Bradley would be to do that. I think Bradley is looking for, probably at this point of his career, the big fights, guys who are going to guarantee make him big money. Like I heard Bradley was interested in moving to 54 at one point to fight Miguel Cotto. So I think he's kind of looking for those particular fights. It doesn't seem like too many people are chomping at the bit to fight Errol Spence Jr. Right now, he's not a champion. Right now, he's in a position where you could try your best to sweep him under the rug. Boxing fans know what it is, but I mean, at the point, you could just say, oh, who's he fight? He hasn't beat no one, and he needs to fight some better competition. All these tricks that we've seen people and promoters and stuff do, but the kid is a beast, and the kid looks special. He's an Olympian. So that's why I didn't rush to make the video. I don't know how serious this fight is. You know what I mean? I would love to see Timothy Bradley versus Errol Spence Jr. Definitely a step up in class for Errol Spence Jr. Let's not get it twisted. I mean, the guys like Chris Algieri, he's solid, but Bradley has proven to be elite. You know what I mean? Like whether you thought he won or lost versus Pacquiao, he got the win. You know what I mean? He got to live like a champion. He showed championship level grit when Ruslan Provodnikov melted him with a disgusting, I think it was a right hand, and he was fighting with a concussion. So Bradley knows how to bite down. I think Nate Campbell hurt him, and he had to show that championship level grit. He's done it time and time again. He has an amateur career. Andre Ward, he fought in the amateurs. Andre Ward said, this dude was the toughest fight that I remember in the amateurs. The dude doesn't know how to lose. He has an immense willpower. So to me, I do think it would be a step up in class for Errol Spence Jr. Stylistically, you would probably favor Errol Spence Jr. based on the youth and his relentlessness. You know what I mean? Bradley, not the biggest puncher, but it just depends on Bradley. Bradley is, to me, he's kind of like a wild card. You don't know how he's going to fight. When he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, I was very impressed because he boxed. And I think he respected and knew that he couldn't make these mistakes that he could make with Ruslan. Even though Ruslan has power, that's kind of what he's limited to, is power. He doesn't have the counter-punching ability. Marquez has power, but he's also a technical tactician type fighter. So Bradley knew he had to be on his P's and Q's and his best behavior versus Marquez. So I thought he did good in that particular fight. And he almost knocked Marquez down in that 12th round. So it just, you never know. You never know what Bradley's going to show up. I think he's made certain fights more difficult than they need to be. Like Diego Chavez, he did weird things in the Jesse Vargas fight. Came out super wild, which was working. And then all of a sudden in the last round, he switched it up and started trying to box and move. And he gave an opening to Jesse Vargas instead of doing what was working for 11 rounds. He couldn't, the way you were fighting, wild and aggressive and looping shots and fighting like you're this madman and power puncher, Jesse Vargas had no answer for it. So I don't understand why you would turn back boxer in the 12th round. To me, I've always learned this, and this is what I respect Floyd Mayweather, is because he does not switch a game plan unless it is required. And you got to respect that. That's the only time you should switch your game plan. Like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, if what you're doing is working and the person hasn't solved the puzzle, why are you going to switch to something else and revert to another tactic if you can keep doing what the hell you're doing? You know what I mean? I remember playing like Street Fighter 2 or whatever, and I got someone in the corner and I'm doing the same move. They used to call it cheesing or something like that. And they're like, oh, stop doing the same move. Nope. I mean, you can't stop it. Why? You know what I'm saying? And Bison's fucking you up right now in the corner. And if you have no answer for it, why am I going to stop it? I'm going to keep doing that little slide shit. And you're going to keep getting up and get knocked back down until your health bar is out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop. Why would I stop when it's working? But Bradley, he doesn't always do that. So it would be a fun fight. It would be a scrappy, cagey, gutsy dog fight. Obviously, if Errol Spence continues his knockout streak and stopped a guy like Bradley, who's never been stopped, would be highly impressive. And if Bradley beat Errol Spence Jr. and showed him that he wasn't ready at this elite level, then that would be impressive to add to Bradley's legacy. So that's what it is right now. The WBC did order the fight. I just don't know, in my honest opinion, I don't know how serious Bradley would be. Him and his wife Monica, who's his manager, I don't know how eager they would be for this particular fight. Plus, even though Crawford and Molina was a top-ranked Al Heyman fight that was put together, who knows how that relationship would be with some of the bigger stars. You know what I mean? Like Bradley, I would say, is a pretty big flagship for Top Rank. He's a, you know what I mean, one of their known biggest names. So I don't know if Bob Arum would be in a rush to put him in there with Errol Spence Jr. Bob Arum is not dumb. He's smart. He knows what it is. Because somebody said Errol Spence for Pacquiao on first take, ESPN's First Take, and he was like, no, listen, Errol, he's a terrific fighter, but he hasn't fought. He knows. Anytime people start saying like he hasn't fought nobody and stuff like that, we know what that is. We know what time it is. We know what they're referring to. So Bob Arum knows how special and talented Errol Spence Jr. is. So I don't know if he would feed Bradley to him. And I don't mean feed in terms like Bradley has no shot in there, but I think Errol would probably be at this point the favorite. He's a big welterweight. He's the guy with a lot of forward momentum. Bradley's coming off of a loss. He got knocked down by Pacquiao twice, things like that. So WBC ordered it. Don't know if it'll happen. Errol Spence, he's kind of following the IBF route. Kell Brook has an extension with the IBF due to medical reasons because Golovkin bashed up his eye until like February 24th or 26th. And then from that point, it's supposed to get the ball rolling, and we have to see what Kell Brook, and it sounds like Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook are going to take up all of that time in terms of deciding what they want to do and if they're going to fight a guy like Errol Spence or vacate the belt. They're also, Amir Khan and Kell Brook are going at it like they're going to fight. So we don't really know. There's a lot of question marks right now as far as people's next move, but it looks like 2017 is going to be lit. I would love to see Bradley versus Errol Spence Jr. Just don't know how likely it is. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know who you think would win that fight. Make sure you share the video. Like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.